Human impact on land resources. This is your second reading from our module on human impact on Earth's resources. Humans depend on water in many ways. Most people use fresh water in their homes for bathing, drinking, cooking, and washing. The irrigation of crops also requires water. Because water supplies are not distributed evenly on Earth, some areas have less water than is needed. Is there a leaky faucet in your home? In the United States alone, 20 to 35% of the water taken from public water supplies is lost through leaky toilets, bathtubs, and faucets. When there's not enough water to meet everyone's needs, people have two choices: decrease demand or develop new supplies. When new supplies are not readily available or are too expensive to develop, water conservation can help. Conserving water in agriculture. Because large amounts of water are used for crops, efficient irrigation practices can greatly reduce water usage. Monitoring soil moisture to irrigate only when necessary, using equipment that places water near roots to reduce evaporation, shown in the photo, and raising water prices have all been effective in minimizing the amount of water used for irrigation. Conserving water in industry. Industries can also conserve water by recycling cooling water and wastewater. Conserving water at home. Low-flow toilets are one way to help conserve water at home. Pause and go answer question number 5 on page 14 in your science notebook. Pollution in the oceans. Although human activities have the greatest impact on fresh water supplies, pollution of ocean waters is also a concern. Nearly 50% of the US population lives near coastlines. Pollutants from such cities often end up in estuaries and other near-shore regions. Pollution of near-shore zones can affect organisms that depend on estuaries for breeding and raising young. Another common ocean pollutant is mercury. Mercury released into the air and water from burning coal and manufacturing is ingested by fish. The fish are then eaten by larger predators, and the mercury is passed along the food chain. Mercury has been detected in bears that do not live near polluted waters because they have eaten salmon that migrate from the oceans. Carnivores at the higher trophic levels seem to be most affected by the accumulation of toxic substances, such as mercury and DDT, because of a process called biological magnification. Biological magnification is the increasing concentration of toxic substances in organisms as trophic levels increase in a food chain or food web. Our first image here. The concentration of a toxic substance is relatively low when it enters the food web. Once DDT is in the water, producers that filter feed ingest the water. The producers have a slightly higher level of DDT than the water. Our second image. Zooplankton feed on a large amount of producers. DDT accumulates and has a larger concentration in zooplankton than producers. Small fish consume a large amount of zooplankton, and the concentration of DDT in fish increases. The concentration of DDT accumulates in the tissue of fish. Large fish consume small fish that have accumulated DDT. The concentration of DDT in large fish nearly quadruples. Once an eagle consumes a large fish, it has nearly 12 times more DDT concentrated in its tissues than large fish. Carnivores at the higher trophic levels are the most affected by the accumulation of toxic substances because of a process called biological magnification. Pause and go answer question number 6 on page 14 in your science notebook.